pale Christian European culture, right? Just to be more specific. And I say pale because white as a people didn't exist yet. There's always existed a concept of a black people in a black land.
Now, we got to address the elephant in the room with that when it
But there
comes
wasn't a concept of a white people until the 1600s or 1700s.
objection, right? There was not a pale skin concept of whiteness until 1880s Bacon Rebellion. But the concept of whiteness has been traced back to the Fulanis and the Leucothopes, which is the Lakothites, however you want to pronounce it. I know it's Ethiops with Leuk in front of it, and the Leuk was a representative of the whiteness, not the skin tone, but the status, or maybe even the bloodline. And it was status. It wasn't about because they were all black. These are
Objection.
black people.
Objection. It's just for
Okay.
clarification purposes. That is whiteness as a status of a people, but not specifically a people. See what I'm saying?
I got
Well,
to interject in here.
okay.
In ancient Kemet, the rulers wore white robes. If you look on the icons over there, Osiris, so they wore white in the pharaohs. They wore white robes. But the priesthood, they was wearing black. In the time of Prophet Muhammad, salam, and today people make the big mistake because they talk about his whiteness, and people believe that they was talking that he was an actually pale European, but actually it was talking about his attributes because white was with rulership, with authority. It was a denoted a status more to speak. But people later on they went into it means actually a people. I think they stole the status part and reworked it for their
That's
specific.
exactly what they did.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did because when they first started it after the Bacon's Rebellion, the whiteness was associated with Christians, right? And all the Christians were the pale Europeans at the time. So it evolved from the Christian association to the skin tone because everybody who wasn't Christian wasn't pale,
Which
So
I object. Ethiopia, the Lion of Judah, they wore white. The king. Before Selassie, those lines of kings, they wore white. If you recall the movie The Message, when they went the first hijra to Ethiopia or Abyssinia, Habasha, the king, they was all wearing white. They to this day, traditional Ethiopians or Iranians, they wear white garments, just like Muslims of Sudan. That's still a traditional dress out there. So I think even when you talk about Christian, yeah, but those Christians from the original church of Christianity, which would be Ethiopia, the Coptic church and all that, they was still wearing that. Those
yeah. No, that's indisputable. But we're talking about a context of the Anglo-Americans piggybacking. What I'm saying is the Anglos piggybacked off for lack of better words, the ancient African and ancient Arabian.
But there's a link. There's a link.
Structures. They took pieces,
There's a
threw them
link
in
though
the pot,
there's a link that
and
brings
whipped
it
them
there.
up for them. You know what I mean? So
There was an
that they
explorer.
became the white people.